Hey guys, Aaron Sansoni here for another Success interview, and today I am joined by real estate royalty John McGrath, and I'm very chuffed to be sharing an event with him in Melbourne at the moment. He's about to go on stage. I've only got a couple of minutes. I've just come off stage and I've held him up, so I've got to get him up. But I just want to pick his brains really quickly a little bit about the success that John's had. So first of all, thank you so much for giving me a couple of minutes. So you've got an amazing brand. I mean, you've got people love working with your agency. They want to come and be principals there, and you've really got a great history with real estate and being involved in different projects like REA and these kind of things as well. So for you, did you know it was real estate was going to be your thing, or how did that come about?
No, I came in through happenstance. I didn't do well academically, and I looked for a career that I could be passionate about.
Yep.
Because I figured if I'm going to do something for 50 years or hopefully more, it had to be something that I thought was important enough to dedicate my whole life to.
Sure.
And I came across real estate. In addition to it was important, it was done poorly. So I thought there's an opportunity to come in there. And still today, it's not done as well as it could be. So
it's kind of like Branson, right? I mean, you know his story. He went into planes. He went, that's not working. He went to trains. He went, that's not working. What can we do about it? I mean, he went to cola, but that didn't really work too well.
He's got a lot more money than me.
So for you now, one of the things I love about what you've done is that you are a big advocate on personal brand. I mean, people in Australia would know you from going on the block. They'll know you from those, being a commentator on different things as well. Was that a decision that you made to grow your brand in other ways, or did it just kind of happen? And if so, how did you kind of maintain it?
I think it was both, Aaron. I mean, I'm aware of the power of the media, that if you have a good story to tell, the media can amplify who you are and what you do very well.
Sure.
But I'm also a relatively shy person. I don't have a huge ego, so it wasn't like I went out there and I wanted to be on billboards and whatever. I guess I developed my communication skills from being not a good communicator to being a competent communicator. And then I think if people know you, if you're accessible and you can put two words together and make sense, there's a lot of opportunity out there for people. And because most people aren't accessible, there's too much ego, it's all about them. So I think that recognise the importance of media and PR, and then just make yourself available and make sure you're saying stuff that's semi-intelligent.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense because, like I've just come off stage, you're about to go on now. Sometimes people put us on this big pedestal that you're on stage, you must be untouchable, not human, but, humbling yourself and saying, well, this is where it came from, this is where I'm coming from. People connect with that message more and are able to say, okay, well, that's something I can believe.
And no ego. I mean, ego destroys careers.
I agree.
Too many people get carried away.
Because there's a difference between confidence and ego, don't you think?
100%. Self-esteem's healthy. Confidence is great. Ego, which generally, is associated with out of control kind of, self-interest, is really self-destroying.
Yeah, I agree. And so for you now, what is it about the brand? What is one of the big things about the brand that makes agents want to work for you, wants to make principals and come and be a part of it? From an outsider, I'm not an agent, so I look in and I see that the brand has pull. What is it about the brand that you think has that pull?
We have a very clear set of values, things that are important to us, things like integrity, transparency, humility, respect, quality, excellence. And we commit to those and we don't deviate.
Sure.
And because in our industry, most industries, there's not a lot of consistency around important stuff. So when people say, wow, that's what that company believes in, I'm going to check them out, and they meet a few of their people and they look at the website and they go to an office. And there's this congruency, consistency, and people say, wow, okay, that's the real deal. So I think you've got to stand for something, stand for something that people can align with, and then be consistent.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so for you now, I mean, if you were to meet John McGrath 20 years ago, or when you started your career off as an entrepreneur,
30 years ago, which was 20.
I was trying to play it down, John. So if you were to meet yourself back then, what's a piece of advice or two that you would give yourself?
Look, I think I probably in hindsight followed most of it in terms of the two most important things. I think a personal brand, so your reputation, what people say about you when you're not around, really critical, and that comes from just doing the right thing all the time. Second thing is your relationships and connections, so your network. So do you look after people? Do you reach out to people? Do you keep in touch? Are you the sort of person that people do want to connect with? And if you've got a great personal brand and strong relationships and a good network, I mean, you can do anything in any industry, any brand.
But I love that you keep saying personal brand. Like I've been talking about that for a long time, and if anyone's global, and I know you obviously travel as well. I mean, personal brand was something I was talking about in the States 10, 12 years ago, and it's like Australia, it's this newish thing, and it's like, it is the future. Would you agree? It's not just about the company brand.
Critical.
It is the future for you to be able to charge forward and be, you know, the brand that people are looking for. You know, which is part of what my presentation was today, is doing that. So if somebody is starting out, they're quite small, they don't have a huge amount of capital, what's just a tip you'd give them on growing that personal brand?
Oh, it's one appointment at a time, one phone call at a time, reach out, look after people, treat them well. I mean, you can build your brand very, very quickly if you're doing the right thing. And we talk about moments of truth, I know you do, about when you connect with someone, whether it's an open for inspection, or whether it's at a seminar, whether it's serving them a hot dog over a counter, it doesn't matter. What's the experience like?
Great.
If they're having a great experience, I've got to tell you, and you multiply that on a daily basis, over a few weeks, a few months, you know, you can create anything.
Leaving them with a feeling.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's part of it as well. So that's amazing. Well, guys, this is the quickest interview we've ever done for a success
we can do
series.
Another one. We'll have more time.
We will have more time, but John's got to get on stage and we've got to run. But hey, I mean, from a man that's built a great success with his business, who is the personal brand and has done so well, that's been amazing. So this is Aaron Sansoni saying, live with purpose, live with passion, and live with profit. I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Aaron.